Over the past century, the world of astrophysics, cosmology, and astronomy has grown leaps and bounds thanks to some of humanity's greatest minds in history. One man set this golden age of science into motion with his brilliant discoveries and observations. Without him, most of today's ideas and theories of the observable universe would not be the same or even exist. This man is Edwin Hubble.
He was one of the first people who figured out that there was stuff beyond our own galaxy. You think that we have known how large the galaxy is for actually a long time, but modern astronomy has only been around for about 100 years, where we've known things that there are other galaxies, like the Andromeda Galaxy. He was the one who was able to figure that out.
On November 20th, 1889, Edwin Powell Hubble was born to Virginia Lee James and John Hubble in Marshfield, Missouri. Hubble had no children, although he did marry Grace Burke in 1924. Edwin had a fairly uneventful life up until his high school years, besides moving to Wheaton, Illinois when he was 9. Despite his famed career in science, Hubble's original life focus was on athletics, particularly basketball and track and field. On May 6, 1906, he set the state record of 5 feet 8.5 inches for the high jump at an interscholastic track meet. He even went on to play center for the University of Chicago basketball team, helping them gain their first conference title in 1907. Not only was Hubble an accomplished athlete, but an extremely intelligent student as well. His high school principal once said to him, "Edwin Hubble, I've watched you for 4 years and have never seen you study for 10 minutes. Then proceeding to give him a scholarship to the University of Chicago. Sadly, however, the scholarship money had to be split with another student, so he had to work for the rest of his tuition money, helping him earn his bachelor's degree in mathematics and astronomy in 1910. Hubble's intelligence, combined with athletic potential, earned him the Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford University in England. This was his opportunity to pursue the life in the sciences he had always wanted, but his father soon fell ill. A promise to him led to Edwin studying law at Oxford rather than science. But he did also take up literature and Spanish during his time at the university. While going to school in England, Hubble fell in love with the English way of life. He loved their style of talking, their food, everything about the country. In 1913, Edwin's father James died in Shelbyville, Kentucky while he was still overseas. Devastated, Hubble tore himself away from school and returned home to accommodate his family. While he was in Kentucky, he passed the bar exam and practiced law for a year. He was then hired by New Albany High School in Ohio to teach physics, Spanish, and math, and even ended up coaching the school basketball team. Even though he soon became every student's favorite teacher, Edwin decided to defy his father's promise and pursue his passion for astronomy at the end of the school year. With the help of a former professor, Hubble earned his PhD in 1917 from the University of Chicago. He was quickly noticed by several scientific institutions and invited to work at the new Mount Wilson Observatory by its founder, George Ellery Hale. However, the night before the due date of his PhD thesis, Hubble enlisted in the U.S. Army and could not accept Hale's request due to the start of World War I. Hubble's beloved England was in danger, and he wanted to defend his family at Oxford University. After serving in France, Hubble returned home to the U.S. in 1919 and immediately went to work at the Mount Wilson Observatory. He got back to work at the perfect time, as the observatory just finished creating the Hooker telescope, which was the best in the world during this time. Mount Wilson became a huge center for the world of astrophysics and cosmology because of this. While on the mountain, Hubble encountered his greatest scientific rival, Harlow Shapley. Shapley had already made himself famous for calculating the size of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Using his personal scientific method, which consisted of the use of bright stars called Cepheid variables, he measured the Milky Way to be 300,000 light-years wide, 10 times the previously accepted value. However, Shapley still had many outdated ideals, such as the universe only consisting of one galaxy, and nebulae to actually just be dust in the sky. It took Hubble 4 years of cold nights at the observatory before he could finally prove Shapley wrong. In October of 1923, Hubble began to investigate the Andromeda Galaxy. He discovered a variable star that had the possibility to be much further distance away than previously thought. Using Shapley's method of measurement, he calculated the star to be approximately 1 million light-years away. He applied this method to several other stars and nebulae in the night sky, all of which proved to be far beyond the Milky Way galaxy. He continued to find the velocities and distances of nebulae, showing how they were receding away from us. This huge breakthrough showed how our universe was not only immensely big, but still getting bigger. Hubble found that all galaxies were traveling away from us, and this idea became to know as Hubble's law or Hubble's constant.
His law actually says that the universe is expanding, and not only is it expanding, but it's actually expanding at an accelerating rate. That means the further you are away from something, the faster it's moving away from you. Actually, the edge of the universe is actually moving faster. Space is expanding faster than light is.
This discovery altered all conventional ideas of a static universe, bringing in the view of an expanding one. These ideas form the foundation of the Big Bang Theory, which explains the beginning of our universe. Because of this discovery, Albert Einstein corrected his equations, which originally predicted an expanding universe. Hubble had proved he was right all along. Einstein himself traveled to Mount Wilson to personally thank Hubble, calling his error the greatest blunder of his life. Hubble continued to work at Mount Wilson Observatory until 1942, when he was shipped off to fight in World War II. He eventually was awarded the Medal of Merit in 1946 for his service. His last great contribution to astronomy was helping create the Hale 200-inch telescope, which was the world's largest for many years to come. He was honored by being the first to look through it after its completion in 1949. Hubble suffered from a heart attack while on vacation in Colorado in 1949, which caused him to limit his work hours afterwards. On September 28, 1953, Edwin Hubble died from a blood clot in his brain. A funeral was never held for him, and his wife never revealed the burial site. Despite Hubble's many amazing contributions to the world of science, he was never awarded a Nobel Prize, as physics was not yet a category. Even though Hubble had many extraordinary accomplishments, he may be most remembered for something that he had nothing to do with. The Hubble Space Telescope continues to be one of the best created by man and has assisted in countless scientific discoveries. It was given Hubble's name in honor of all he did for the astronomical community. There's no better way to remember the fame of Edwin Hubble, as the beautiful pictures taken by the telescope continue to inspire future scientists all around the world. With the help from a man named Hubble, our idea of a small, static universe has transformed into a vast, ever-changing one. Who knows where we would be without him?